Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Voices from the Network from IPAC. Today I am joined by Rick Stubblefield, who is the Executive Director for St. Clair County's Intergovernmental Grants and Economic Development Department, and I'm pretty sure I got that one right. And today Rick is going to talk to us a little bit about, we're in the middle of the shutdown today. I won't name the day because I don't know when I'm sending this out, but we are late into the shutdown. And my question for you to just get started, you're inside of a public agency that functions a little bit differently, but still, is there anything about the shutdown or anything that's going on inside of your area that's got you nervous or even optimistic right now?
I think what has me nervous um, is the uncertainty. We've been through this before, but in the past, I've always felt there were at least a couple adults at the table, and we were going to kind of get through it. Right this minute, I feel like everybody has their heels dug in, and I'm just not seeing the end in sight. But having said that, I think that this has also brought out the best in a lot of people. And so the optimism here is when I look at the community engagement with food banks, when I look at the community engagement with the military members that we have in our community, because we have an Air Force base here.
Mhm.
So I see so much support for those military members who may not be getting a paycheck. I see so much support for those food banks who rely on government funds to stay open. So that gives me an awful lot of optimism.
Good. I agree. I think a lot of times in some of our most, was it Mr. Rogers that told us to look for the helpers because they always exist?
There you
So
go.
I think that is true right now. You are one of the helpers, and I'm glad that you see other helpers around you. Um, so right now, you said uncertainty is real and nerves exist. What is one thing that you would tell other CAA leaders about navigating these times and kind of looking to the future if you were going to speak to them right now?
I think there's a few things that I would want to put forward. One, I would say, you know, you need to do your own research, get your own facts. Don't rely on what's coming in on social media, what's coming in on any particular news station. You're going to have to do some research. You're going to have to determine what's real and what's not real because you're the ones that have to make decisions. Take a breath, calm down a little bit. This is all going to be okay. Like I said, we've been there before. I think the other thing that people in my position need to do, you need to look at the resources that you have around you. As you mentioned early on, we are structured a little bit different than a lot of agencies in that St. Clair County has us all under one umbrella. So I have a lot of HUD funding. I have the community action funding. I have workforce development. I have the homeless funding. We have targeted grants that might be workforce development, some of them that are aligned through human services. So we're always looking for a way to blend our funding so that we can really provide more of a holistic approach. And I think right now, you really have to be looking at that because there may be areas that have a little bit less funding. I may not be able to accomplish this in community services block grant, but I may have a component of a HUD grant, of a community development block grant that can pick up that piece. I may be able to transfer something over to workforce development. That also gives me the opportunity to protect my staff in that if there's dollars not coming in to a particular grant, can I transfer somebody to one whose funding is available? I think we have to remember we're going to all get through this. It may look a little bit different on the back end of it, but we're always growing and changing. COVID was one of those situations that was a lesson in preparedness, and we failed miserably. And we're not going to be in that position again. I think we learned a lot going through that. as to what do we need to do? How do you have to be prepared? How do you have to look at the resources? I'm fortunate that I have a county government that is structured this way, but even the private agencies, the private CAAs, all of these resources exist in your areas. You just have to build those connections, those partnerships, and be able to work together and blend your funding and do the best that you can for the people that are in need. Again, it'll all be okay. Take a breath. It'll be okay.
Well, thank you, Rick. Yes, we can all take a breath and um, whew, I'll take one right now. So thank you for that again. It's really encouraging to hear your advice, and you've seen a really huge challenge inside of COVID like others have, and this feels different in some ways, but the same in a lot of ways as well. I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to speak with me today because I do know that you are incredibly busy. You have quite a few things going on, and everybody else does. But again, thank you for joining us. And again, we're here to support. And for those watching, thank you for watching.
My pleasure.